Our summer rhythm now feels like it is ages in the past, and we are in full swing with school, with extracurriculars, with church activities, with all kinds of things going on as we expected we would be. With that, I'm starting to feel so many shifts in my personal desires. I'm starting to feel subtle and slow but still present shifts in the weather, and I just thought it was time to go ahead and put up our fall decorations. I will go ahead and preface all of this with saying I feel like my fall decor is quite minimal. I actually added a few things to it this year, but even still, I'm very selective about it. I do end up overlapping during the month of November with fall decor and Christmas decor. I feel like 1 month of Christmas decorations is just not enough for the amount of work that goes into it, so I do go ahead and put all up at the same time. So I really try my best to keep my totes of fall decoration to 2 or less. And especially this year, I am realizing that that's actually just what I'm craving in this time of year. I don't know that it's always been that way in the past, but like I said, as the slowness of summer has kind of slipped away and we are in full swing with our calendar feeling a bit cluttered, we're still trying to be very intentional and very mindful and prayerful about the things that we say yes to and how much we commit ourselves to. But as we take on more, it is nice to have a bit of a simpler aesthetic going on around our home. I fully believe that whenever we have so much visual clutter in front of us and our lives are full of busy clutter as well, and when I say clutter, I don't mean that in a negative way, just when we have a lot of stuff in front of us, around us, going on in our lives, it leads to a whole lot more stress than whenever things are a little bit more simplified. And if you've been around here, then you know I love cottage style. So I am not a minimalist by any means. I really don't have a desire to be. I admire that, but that's just not where I find cozy. I love to have more pockets of clutter throughout my home. But in this particular season, I'm really loving simplicity and really striving for that. In the next few weeks, our family is planning to have a multi-family yard sale. So as I'm putting things up and taking down some of my year-round or, my summer wardrobe and decorations and things like that, I'm really going through things and really evaluating them to see what it is that I truly want to keep and what it is that does not serve a purpose and does not just make me think, wow, this is absolutely beautiful. And those items I'm planning to put into this yard sale, and whatever does not sell, I will donate or find a better use for it than inside our home. There are also a couple of bigger, more permanent changes that are on the horizon within our home, especially within the living room. So I did not want to put too many decorations in there that would then have to be moved or relocated or, just quickly changed around. I am hoping to add like a full wall of bookshelves, essentially, to look like a built-in bookcase system. I do not know when that'll happen, probably in the next month or so. At least that's my goal. But between doing that, I want to move out the big China art cabinet and include that in the yard sale or to donate. I love it, but it just adds clutter to our space. And I definitely need storage for our art supplies because that is a craft cabinet for us. So I think that the bookcase system will help. There are some of the bookcases that I'm looking at that have doors, while other parts of it are going to be exposed shelving. So I just have that on my mind. That's what I'm trying to save up for and also just find the time to implement. So I tried not to go absolutely wild with fall decorations in our space that would have to be moved, but also I try not to go crazy with buying new fall decor whenever I could put those funds towards something that would last all year round instead of simply for 2 months at a time. Now, with that said, I love seasonal decor as much as the next girl, but I just wanted to try and keep myself under control, keep it within our means, below our means really, and also because it adds so much work, you know, the things that you have to put out, the things that you have to clean up, it adds one more thing. So I was already feeling a bit overwhelmed by the new school year and all that comes with that. I was feeling, as you can probably hear in my voice, a change in the weather also brings a change in energy. It brings a change in immunity, just all of the adjustments that our bodies are making. So I thought, why do I feel like I have to do this? I don't. I do not have to do it. It's something that I enjoy. So I will do as much or as little as I have the energy and the time to do, and we will enjoy that. And then, of course, as I am decluttering, getting ready for this yard sale, I'm really trying to clean and make our house simple to clean, easier to manage. I think I often forget, even towards the middle or end of the school year, I forget how much busier we are during the school year. It's a half-day program that we attend and that I work at, so I think in my mind I get used to the idea of like, oh, we still have half a day when we get home. But as my kids are getting older, they're getting involved in more activities. We're able to be involved more in our church. Bedtimes are a little bit later. I just want our home to be more convenient for us to be able to take care of it well. And one of the things that I really wanted to share with you in this video is one of my go-to tea recipes. I got into loose leaf homemade teas back in the winter of last year. If you saw me set up my home apothecary, then you're familiar with this. But I have never been a tea drinker. I did not like tea, hot tea, sweet tea, anything, cold tea. I just am not a tea person, but I'm becoming more of one. And I really do enjoy making my own at home now that I've kind of figured out like what can go with what and how much honey to add to make it enjoyable for me. But one of my favorite tea recipes whenever I am starting to feel the impact of allergies or anything like that, it is just yarrow, ginger, lavender, and lemon balm, and then of course some local honey. I really enjoy that. I really have enjoyed learning about loose leaf teas, and I'm using them all year round. Another one that I really love is the base of it is passion flower, and it helps a lot with like anxiety and stress relief. So there's a lot of teas that I have come to love. I'm constantly trying to figure out more and make them more like muscle memory or second nature in my mind, so that I'm more apt to go to those or reach for those or put together some kind of combination for any kind of need that might arise. I've also recently received an order of elderberries. I have an elderberry plant, but it did not do super well this year. I don't know if it's because it has been such a dry summer. I'm really not sure what the reason was, but it just didn't produce like it did in years past. So I ordered some, and in next week's video I will be sharing my elderberry syrup recipe and process. It's not hard, it's not time consuming, but I definitely want us to go ahead and get back into the swing of using that each day just to help add a boost to our immune system. And if nothing else, like once we kind of overcome this back to school and like start of fall crud, we can use that as a preventative, as like, you know, as they call it, nature's multivitamin. So looking forward to that and getting some more of this back in our system and into our routine. Even though I don't have nearly as many fall decorations as I will at Christmas, like I said, I added some to the mix this year. I found these salt and pepper shakers at Hobby Lobby. I found a few different things at Hobby Lobby for mostly my kitchen area. But one of my very favorite traditions is a thankful pumpkin, which is what I'm writing on here. We get a foam pumpkin every single year from Walmart for like $5 or $6. I kind of switch it up with the colors. But we have done this since the very first year that we were married, and usually we would leave it sitting on our, like the centerpiece of our kitchen table, and then as we ate dinner together each night, we would have a Sharpie right there with it, and we would just write something that we were thankful for. And it's funny because you can see the pumpkins over the years, and you can tell like the year that we had our first child and the year that we had our second child, so we had two under two, and those do not have nearly as many things written on them because we were just so overwhelmed and busy with life. Like, we weren't sitting around writing on it quite as much as in years past. And now we don't leave it sitting around as our centerpiece, because our girls would surely make it their latest art project, and I'm sure it would be beautiful, but that's not the intent. So I just absolutely adore getting those out each year. Usually I find a place around the house for them without having to move all of my nice china from on top of our cabinets. But like last year, they did become kind of like balls for our girls. Like, they just started throwing them everywhere and like running around with them, and they had the ones that they liked best, and they'd line them up everywhere. And so it was cute, but also like I want to take care of them. So this year I thought I'll just let them take over my kitchen, and I cannot wait until like 20 or 30 years from now, when we have 20 or 30 pumpkins and I have to figure out where to put them. Like, our entire house will be taken over by thankful pumpkins, and that just is such a testament to all that we have to be thankful for in our home. I am just so appreciative of this life and how we've been blessed, and I love that we get to pull out these visuals every single fall and have them in our home and add to them year after year. It's almost like just a great way to see the Lord's faithfulness in our lives over the last, I think this will be the 7th or 8th pumpkin that we've done. We've almost been married 7 years, so I don't know, something like that. But anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope that maybe you found this somewhat relatable and not just, completely over the top and out of reach. I plan to do some fall florals coming up, but that'll be for a later date. Hope you have a great day wherever you're at, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, guys.